Yeah, he sets my body in motion. He knows how to turn things up. And he knows what gets me going.
Our ingredients are butter, food coloring, Reese's Minis, and Rice Krispies. At least 6 cups. Okay, so let's start by heating up our pots, putting the heat on low, and adding a 1/4 cup of butter. We're gonna melt the butter all the way through. These are our jumbo marshmallows. 1 whole bag we're going to be using once the butter has melted. Keep the heat on low. You don't want your butter to burn. If it turns brown, dispose of it and start the process over. Melt the butter slowly. Okay, when your butter is melted, let's add the marshmallows. Jumbo marshmallows, the whole bag. Let it sit there on low heat. Don't raise the heat. And just let it melt till it becomes a liquid consistency. To add red and yellow food coloring to make your marshmallow fluff orange, so your Rice Krispie treats come out orange like a pumpkin. I started off with 4 drops of red and 4 drops of yellow, and I kept putting 4 drops at a time. I ended up putting 4 drops of red and 12 drops of yellow in order to make it the right orange. Okay, so now you're going to add 6 cups of Rice Krispies to your orange marshmallow fluff. Remove it from the heat and stir and combine all together. I learned the hard way, you will see in the video. In order for you to shape these with your hands, you're gonna have to let it cool down, because the warmer it is, the more softer and stickier the fluff will be. So after combining and stirring, just let it chill for like 15-20 minutes until it's cooled down to maybe room temperature. When shaping your Rice Krispies, you need to oil your hands with lots of oil. Be generous with it. For this recipe, our ingredients are cocktail weenies and some phyllo dough. For those of you who have never used phyllo dough is a very, very thin dough. It's like paper, but it's really, really delicate. It'll rip for anything. Any little pull will rip it. So when you unwrap your phyllo dough, you're gonna see it's in sheets. I used 3 sheets and I left the rest of the phyllo dough. I wrapped it back up and stored it in the fridge or in the freezer. Freezer is always better. So 3 sheets would be fine. When you get your 3 sheets of phyllo dough, you're going to cut them in really skinny strips. My strips were still a little too big, even though they seem skinny, thin, but I was using cocktail weenies. I think the best size of strips that I cut would be good for hot dogs, if you prefer to use hot dogs. You see how easily they tear apart? I had to rip that one because it was already ripped. So I folded them over to add some more layers, and then I cut them really, really thin. Once you cut your phyllo dough into strips, you can take your cocktail weenies one at a time and just roll it up on a strip of phyllo dough. Just wrap it up start from the top, from one end, and work your way on the bottom. It doesn't have to be 100% full. It has to look like a little mummy.